evening and good to have you with us in this edition of the Urban Debate. Viewers, we've been constantly warning you that with the onset of winters, with temperatures dropping and with pollution rising, the number of COVID cases could go up, and which is why we've been saying it's very essential for us to take precautions, not break any norms. So let's talk a little bit more about Delhi tonight. And if you see the Delhi's COVID graph, you will realize how in the last few days the national capital has started to register a high number of fresh cases. For the last 2 days, it's been over 5,000 cases every single day. What's going on and how should we deal with it is the big debate. Let's say good evening to our panelists who are joining me right now. Reena Gupta, spokesperson for the Aam Aadmi Party, Shivam Chhabra, spokesperson for the BJP, Dr. Suresh Kumar, Medical Director of LNJP, and Dr. V.K. Monga, Chairman of IMA Hospital Board of India. Let me start with Dr. Monga. Dr. Monga, to your mind, why have we seen this sudden spike again in the national capital? Okay, before I go across to Dr. Monga, let me just go across to Reena Gupta. Reena Gupta, give us a sense of how your party is going to tackle this. A daily case load has now become 5,000 every day.
Yeah, Tanvi, so I know that the cases are rising, and which was expected because as the cold season sets in, our body humidity goes down, and of course the pollution levels are high, which does not help. So it was expected that the cases will go up as the cold season approaches, and it is something which is happening all over the country and all over the world actually. As the cold season approaching in this part of the planet, cases are rising. Having said that, it is being monitored at the highest level. Every day there is a health bulletin which is prepared, which goes to all the senior officers as well as the chief minister. So the chief minister, the health minister, everybody is on top of the situation, and the cases are being monitored very, very closely. As of now, 65% of the beds in Delhi are still available. So, if the cases rise, we are very well equipped to deal with the cases. Delhi, we have a website which is delhifightscorona.com. So in case somebody has symptoms or they feel that they've been in contact with, they've been exposed in some ways, please go online, please find out the closest testing center, please get yourself tested and in case it's positive, the government will get in touch with you on its own. You get a call from the government and you will be advised on home isolation. We have enough ambulances, there are enough beds, there are enough ICU beds, there's enough ventilators. So the government is prepared, but having said all of this, it is a community responsibility. So my request to the channel would be to all the Delhiites, let's be very, very careful. Let's make sure that we continue wearing a mask, we continue washing our hands, and this Diwali, let's try and celebrate Diwali just by being at home. Let us not go out too much. Let's not, get into large gatherings. So, Corona is very much out there and we all need to be careful. We all need to be mindful. And the government is, of course, there to take care of any emergency which might arise.
Okay, we'll come back to, the additional health infrastructure preparation in just a bit. Let me also take our viewers through why we're talking about this. Just to take a look at the data that came out yesterday. Fresh cases 5,738. Active cases touching 40,000 now. At one given point of time in the national capital, there are at least 40,000 people who have coronavirus. The recovery rate is also improving, but it's the positivity rate that also needs to be spoken about. About 6.7% is drastically in the last few days climbed up to 9.5%. Dr. Monga is with me this evening. Good evening, Dr. Monga. To your mind, what's the key reason for this sudden spike again that we are witnessing in Delhi?
All these things are very threatening. I'll not talk politics, I'll not talk about the government. But definitely there are issues concerning Delhi which make it, in a paradoxical situation. The whole of the country is witnessing a decrease in cases and Delhi is seeing a multiplication, in fact, exponential rise in cases. And whether you call it the weather in Delhi or the pollution in Delhi, festivals in Delhi, and top of definitely I agree with Reena ji that the behavioral system of the person or public is also equally responsible for all this chaos in the city. And the government is doing a lot, but still I believe that, you are showing videos where 50% of the people are not wearing masks. And the government can definitely go ahead with it, chalan them, and see to it that people are forced to remain indoors, or if at all they are going out, they wear a proper mask. On one side, the health minister says that mask is a treatment, mask is a immunization, and on top of it, more than 50% people on the road not wearing masks at all. The weather definitely is cooling down. There's a lot of pollution in the city. Already smog is setting up early in the morning and late in the evening. They are all contributing factors to the coronavirus increase. But on the same lines, the similar situations in Punjab and Haryana are there. They are not witnessing this much increase as Delhi is doing. And festivals always they are there in the whole of North India, in fact, in the whole of the country. But I still believe that something wrong with Delhi, which is not, we are not able to solve it. The government should have taken preemptive steps. They are saying that two-third beds are vacant in Delhi. Whatever, I mean, people are not ready to go to government hospitals. They are looking for private centers, and in most of the private hospitals, there are no beds vacant, no ventilators, no ICU beds vacant. So this we are, and in fact, if you are going by the VK Paul's finding that there may be around 15,000 cases
Okay.
a day, that will be really very, very bad for the whole city. 15,000 cases a day. If you have it, we are gone. We are in it.
Yes, and that was the prediction that was done, based on a mathematical model. We are now over 5,000 every single day. If it touches 15,000 a day, it will become a huge challenge. Dr. Suresh Kumar, Medical Director for LNJP, joining me this evening as well. Dr. Kumar, would you want to comment on here? Is something different happening in the national capital than other cities who may be witnessing pollution, who may also be having festivities?
Definitely, pollution is a one factor where virus stays longer in the atmosphere, in the air, houses and in the air. So the more chance of infection are there in this when the air quality index goes very bad or very high dangerous level. So definitely this pollution is contributing, but at the same time, the behavior of the people is more important. If you go to any of the market, whether it's a Sarojinagar market or the southern market or any of the big market, you will find that people are not very careful. So there is a lot of crowd, and this is mainly causing the more cases. And once these young generation, young people who are relatively asymptomatic, they are just say there is nothing happening, kuch nahi hoga, but at the same time they are going back and they are infecting their parents, their friends and their family members. And because of the more testing, more RT-PCR being done in last 1 week, and more contact tracing is on the way. So the more cases we are seeing in Delhi, and definitely there is a festival season, and already the expert committee has said that number may go up, but not as alarming as 15,000 as Dr. Monga is saying. This is just a mathematical model, and earlier also it was speculated that number will be in the lakhs, but we have not touched that figure. Still, if you see the number of beds in the government setup, at Loknayak and MMC, we have still 1,500 bed vacant, and we have a lot of ICU beds available for patients. And similarly, in all the big hospital, whether it's Rajiv Gandhi Super Specialty or GTB Hospital or major government hospital, large number of beds are available, and we are fully prepared for that to handle the more cases.
Okay, so let me bring in Shivam Chabra of the BJP as well. Shivam Chabra, it's a big concern. Now, one reason could also be that the testing has intensified. Number of tests being conducted on a daily basis has gone up as well. But the fact of the matter is, if we are already at 5,000 every day, it could worsen from here. What should be our priority? What can the central government do right now to help the people of Delhi?
See, Tanvi, we must, it's certainly a matter of concern. There is no doubt about that. And I think as the Prime Minister constantly is saying this again and again, that jab tak dawai nahi, tab tak koi dhilai nahi. We need to be cautious. We need to be following all the safety norms being prescribed by the Government of India and the state government. And there's no, I mean, till the time there is no vaccination, we could probably have no, let us say, permanent solution to the COVID virus. So I don't think that there's a permanent solution to it. The only solution, or probably the preventive measure, is that we follow the norms prescribed by the government. The other side, I was just hearing to what Dr. Suresh ji was saying, and I think I would like to second what Dr. Monga is saying. Yes, I do agree that the situation in Delhi is better as in, I mean, if we see to today, it is a matter of concern. But yes, I think Delhi has done fairly well in the past, and we do have a capacity and a capability of doing it in a better way because the recovery rate is better in Delhi. But still, I think again, I would like to reiterate what the Prime Minister says, that jab tak koi dawai nahi, tab tak koi dhilai nahi. We need to be extremely cautious, extremely careful, following all safety norms in place. But I think I do agree to what Dr. Monga says. The situation of the Delhi government hospitals is still not up to the mark. The Delhi government needs to take extra care, and they need to put in extra effort rather than going in for daily press conferences. I think if the chief minister or maybe the health minister goes out and reaches out to these hospitals, maybe some surprise visits by these, the minister could be happening at various government facilities. I think they will certainly add on to extra bit of care that is needed out there.
Reena Gupta, would you like to respond to the point that is being raised about the preparations in hospitals?
Yes, Tanvi. It's ironic that no matter what happens, we come back to the same party politics. The Delhi COVID situation and the way it's being handled. Harvard recently did a study, an international study, on what can be learned from the way the various governments all over the world have responded. And the only mention from India is from the Delhi home isolation model, which was pioneered by the Kejriwal government. So, I mean, Harvard is saying that Delhi is doing a good job, and here our BJP spokesperson, I would just like to request him to please just first sort out the MCD issue and make sure that the MCD hospitals are in good condition and the doctors are not on strike. Just because of all the mismanagement and the corruption in MCD, they have not even managed to pay the doctors, and the doctors are going on strike. On one hand, we keep calling them COVID warriors, and the MCD is not finding a way of even paying them. Having said that, as far as numbers in Delhi are concerned, Tanvi, Delhi is doing the maximum testing anywhere in the world. We are doing 250,000 tests per million. And I can very confidently say that there's no country in the world that's testing that much. So if you test more, obviously the number of cases will be more. But that's the only way to really deal with the situation. You test more, you isolate more, and you have to go on with life. So having said all of this, I would again want to use your channel to reach out to all the Delhiites that we need to be very cautious, especially in the Diwali season with the pollution and with the cold setting in. Our body resistance goes down. So let's be very, very careful. Take all precautions, be it the Ayush precautions being prescribed by taking all the natural ginger, anything else. Let's make sure that our body immunity is high and we keep wearing a mask. We don't gather in large gatherings. And Delhi government is really on top of the situation. The hospitals are all in.
The point that you raised, Reena Gupta, I want to talk a little bit more about that, which is the ramping up of testing. And in fact, Delhi's testing is as high as it is for Maharashtra right now, on the same levels as Kerala, which has now reduced its testing in the last few days. So I get the point. But let me ask our panelists also this question, because if we look at the positivity rate has gone up from 5.97% on 19th of October to 8.21% on 29th of October. And it's going up further. So the question is then, Mr. Monga, Dr. Monga, how do we read this data? Can we say that because the number of tests have increased, the number of cases are also increasing?
The positivity rate all over the country is 4.5 today. Even now, it is 4.5. And in Delhi, it is 9.5. Now, this issue that we should have done more RT-PCR tests 3 months back also to find out the number of cases, because Delhi was doing more than 90% testing on a rapid kit, which is only 30-35% sensitive. And now Delhi is doing around 1/3 of cases which are RT-PCR. That is okay. I mean, testing definitely may have increased the positivity rate. But even then, this positivity rate of 9.7 is not acceptable by any standards, because the WHO says anything more than 5 is not acceptable. If it remains less than 5 for a long period of time, then we take that the disease is under control. So, I mean, this is the exponential increase in positivity as well as the number of cases. And on top of it, Reena says that we have to take care that there is a good contact tracing. But in Delhi, I must say that there is no contact tracing at all. Nobody is going to any patient's house, whatever the government may claim. But there is no contact tracing. Nobody is asking where did you go, when did you come, I mean, and who has come in contact with you. So everything is going on Bhagwan Bharose in Delhi. And I believe that the government has given up and the public is not bothered. That is my contention.
Okay, in fact, I would say that that's actually happening across many parts of our country now. Maybe it's the fatigue that the authorities are feeling, or everybody's just gotten used to it. But despite the fact that the central government and the Prime Minister repeatedly talk about contact tracing, isolating, and testing, it is becoming less and less obvious the amount of contact tracing that authorities may be doing. Rita Gupta, is it true for Delhi as well? Respond to what Dr. Monga is saying.
I don't know from where Dr. Monga is getting all these data. Contact tracing is very much on. Containment centers are still being identified, and people are being contained. As soon as you test positive, you get a call from the call center figuring out how many people you've been meeting. You get a visit from the health worker with all the home isolation precautions and protocols in place. So the government, there is no fatigue in the government. We are very much on top of the situation and we are doing everything that we can. But, all of us need to be really careful with the cold season coming in. And we need to be as cautious and not think that, COVID has gone away till we actually have a proper vaccination in place. We all need to continue to be careful. But we all, there's a lot of people in Delhi who need to also earn their livelihood. So they have to go to work, but they have to continue wearing masks, not go to crowded areas. And if you have any symptoms, please get yourself self-tested. Testing is free. You can find the testing center from Delhi Fights Corona website or from the app, and get yourself tested and isolate yourself.
I want to ask one more question, and maybe Dr. Sunil, you can come in on this. While the testing numbers are showing that Delhi is doing 35,000, 40,000, even 50,000 tests, Dr. Suresh Kumar, is it a good mix of rapid tests and RT-PCRs? Do we need to maybe change the strategy there as well? Use more of RT-PCR?
Definitely, we are doing maximum test in the country. If you see, the test per million is maximum in Delhi. And I just want to correct Dr. Monga that sensitivity of RAT test, rapid antigen test, is 70%. It is not below 50%, which he is telling. Secondly, the testing and tracing of all the contacts is the key exercise which we are doing in Delhi from day one. And this test and trace maximum we are doing in the Delhi. And at the same time, the number of RT-PCR tests, if you see the data of last 1 week, the RT-PCR test is also going on in the large number to detect the cases, and all the relatives, all the contacts, all the family members are tested vigorously and very meticulously.
Okay, Dr. Monga, would you want to respond to that?
Yeah, I just wanted to respond to what Reena ji said. I suffered from corona last month. Nobody came to my house. Nobody offered me anything. Nobody asked me where did I go or where did I come from. Who are the other members in the family? And each one of us had it, in fact, later on. But there is no contact tracing. That is my personal. I mean, Reena was saying that from where I'm getting this information, this is my information. This is my own information. And being a doctor, I know many of these people in Delhi. And there is no contact tracing. Nobody is approaching anybody. They'll just call once and find out you are okay. That's all. Thank you very much. They may call daily, but nobody is seeing them. Nobody is visiting them. Nobody is talking about their contact tracing. And nobody is talking about their isolation. How this quarantine, home quarantine people are living. Is it proper isolation or not isolation? As a concept, home quarantine is a very good concept, but it has to be taken up very meticulously. It is a scientific system, and in this scientific system, it is not a political system. I'm not talking politics, I'm talking science. I'm talking academics and my own personal experience on this issue.
So let me ask a scientific question, which I see as a dilemma, but maybe you and Dr. Suresh can help us understand. The Delhi Lieutenant Governor has just approved government's proposal to raise the number of passengers being allowed in buses from just 20 now to full seating capacity. Now, on one hand, you would want more and more public transport to be used simply from the fact that people use lesser private vehicles. That leads to lesser pollution, which is what is required right now since pollution worsens COVID spread. But on the other hand, if we have more people on buses, that can also lead to the infection spreading itself. Dr. Monga, how do we walk this fine line in terms of policy? What is more dangerous really between the two?
You're asking me? Hello?
Yes,
You're
Dr.
asking me?
Monga.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, definitely. I mean, there's a fine line between the two. And I believe that you can see the visual of pollution in Delhi. I mean, let us not put everything on the government. The public is responsible for whatever is happening in Delhi. There, one person gets tested, he is positive. Other members of the family, even if they have complaints, they will not get it tested because they feel that they all have it, so let's enjoy it. This is one part of the story. Other part is definitely pollution indoors, and getting the disease indoors is there are more chances than in open spaces also. And this pollution level, when it is very severe, it is really on such a high degree, then definitely we are in for very bad times in the next 2 or 3 months to go. And I'm sure, whatever facilities Delhi has, private or government or whatever, if the things move this way, people don't behave well, people don't maintain social distancing, don't have a mask on their nose. They'll hang it there on the neck or on the mouth, or keep it in their pocket and in their hand. All these things everybody sees, but I think some law enforcing agencies have to take more stringent action on these people and see to it that people follow the SOPs or the protocols which have been made to increase the number of cases in the state.
In fact, I just want to highlight this is not a problem limited to the national capital, but the entire NCR region, the national capital region, including if you look at the latest numbers coming in from Gurugram as well, Although on a smaller base, they have started to now report over 400 cases every day. So even for Gurugram, even for Noida, the number of cases are going up in the light of increasing pollution. Dr. Suresh, the same question to you. If you unlock more, open up more, bring in, allow more people in the buses, then there is a danger of infection spreading. But if we don't do that and people still have to step outside, they'll end up using more of private transport that adds to pollution. How do we manage this?
Most important and key issue is the COVID appropriate behavior. If we behave scientifically, if we behave as per the SOPs and guidelines, the things will not go worse from this place, because we have controlled COVID in the earlier peak also, and we can manage this festival season also with the effective COVID behavior. We must follow the instruction issued by the government at time to time, and because if we are in the hurry to rush to the market, we are overcrowding in all the malls, all the places, all the railway platform we have seen, and most of the market are overcrowded. So if we take care of that, the social distancing part, all the three basic key concept of preventing corona, already we are giving lot emphasis on the face mask, hand hygiene. This must be adopted by all, and if somebody is not following, then there should be strict the law enforcement must be there to give the message to the public. Already we have seen a lot of people are getting challenged because they are not wearing the mask. We have seen in Delhi also. And in the coming time of Diwali festival, more and more market will be having more crowd. So we have to educate the people about the prevention rather than going for hospitalization and getting the bed in the hospital. If we can prevent this by just educating the people about their behavior, so this is the key, that all the patient who have the symptom must report to the hospital at the early phase. And secondly, if you follow the COVID proper behavior, then only we can prevent the increasing number of the...
Are you expecting a rise in serious cases, Dr. Suresh Kumar? Because, the respiratory problems that emerge out of pollution, on top of that, if somebody gets COVID, is there a concern that there will be more serious cases as a percentage of the daily cases than we saw maybe 3 months ago?
Definitely, there is a double insult to the lungs. If you have the damage caused by the dangerous smoke or the poor quality of air, the respiratory symptom is already compromised. The oxygenation of the patient is already low, because these patients have more exacerbation, more severe breathlessness because of the poor quality of air. And if same individual have the coronavirus, so you have the double the injury to the lungs, and these patients would require more intensive therapy, more ICU beds, and more oxygen support. So we have seen that over the last 1 week, the number of patients who are coming to us, not only from the Delhi, from entire North India, from Gurgaon and from Noida, they are very sick, and we are getting patients who have 60% oxygen saturation or 65% oxygen saturation. In that case, it is immediately we require ventilatory support. And once patients go into the ventilation or ICU, ventilatory support patients are very difficult to manage, and we should not wait for that situation, and we must report as early as if oxygen saturation falls just below the 95%, immediately rush to the hospital and get the medical opinion and consultation by the chest physician or by physician. This is very important, that timely referral, timely reporting to the hospital can really save the life.
Yes, thank you for highlighting that, because I think people need to understand this. All we've seen in the last 6 months is still knowing that a large percentage of the cases would not require hospitalization. But with pollution coming in the picture and that adding to the challenge, people have to be on their toes. So one thing that everybody needs to keep in mind is to follow the COVID norms. Wear your mask, keep your distance every time you have to step out, and your own hygiene needs to be maintained. But the second aspect, Shivam Chhabra, is also implementation of COVID norms, where as we get further into winters, and the festival season, the onus will be on law enforcement agencies to keep finding people, to stop them from bursting crackers, and to keep a track of the kind of crackers that are actually being sold right now in the city.
Yes, absolutely. I think it is certainly going to be an extra bit of responsibility for the enforcement agencies to take care that all the SOPs are being followed in the best possible way. And I think with the festive season round the corner, there is certainly going to be an added, let us say, responsibility of the government to keep a track of all the things in place. But I think this debate should always should be about being a healthy one than being a political one. Unfortunately, Reena ji did not understand my sentiments and took it a bit more politically. But anyways, I'm used to all this now because I think the chief minister is also used to all this now. So I just suggested that if probably the chief minister, maybe the minister could probably go out to the medical facilities and do a surprise check. I think that would certainly add on to a better available of facilities the government is providing. This is what my submission was, nothing more than that. But yes, I do agree with the MCD situation, and I think I would urge. Maybe I think the CM listens to Reena ji more than me. And I think I would request her to probably speak to the chief minister and request him to probably release 30,000 crores, which the Delhi government has stopped, the grant which has to be given out to the municipal corporation. And unfortunately, I think I would like to congratulate and thank the medical staff and the doctors and the pre-med staff who have been working tirelessly in this pandemic situation without being paid by the municipal corporation. I think that situation should not be there in any part of the country. But unfortunately, it is happening in the heart of the city. It is happening in the capital city of Delhi. It is absolutely unfortunate. But I don't know. I think, again, I don't want to make it a political one. I just wanted to make a very, very healthy kind of a situation that, yes, we all should
You said
work
all of this, Mr. Shivam Chabra. I must say, I am glad everybody's trying to sound restrained and calmly talking about this rather than rabble-rousing or yelling over each other. But you very smartly did make all your political points, Shivam Chabra, while saying that you don't want to make it political. Yes, yes, of course, Reena. I will give you time to respond. Go ahead.
But unfortunately, Reena ji was like saying, I just made a counter to it. That's it, nothing like that.
No, the only reason I brought up that issue is that, there are MCD hospitals, there are Delhi government hospitals in Delhi. And if the situation, the COVID situation, if the numbers go up, we would need all the medical facilities, MCD, Delhi government, private. All of us need to be on top of this. Having said all of this, since 14 years...
One minute, please. May I just, Reena Gupta, 1 minute, please. 1 minute. May I just make one thing clear? On the platforms that we are using to go live on this show, which is not your usual camera live units, if you talk over each other, one person's audio automatically gets cut. That's what happens on Skype and other platforms. So, Shivam Chabra, even if you're trying to talk, nobody will be able to hear you because it gets overlapped with Reena's voice. Let her make her point and I will come back to you if you have a rebuttal. Let her make a point.
Yeah, so Tanvi, BJP has been ruling MCD since last 14 years. And I am not saying this. The CAG report, which came out 2 years ago, said categorically that there's rampant corruption in BJP. So we have paid everything that was owed to the MCD according to the 5th Finance Commission, which is going on in Delhi. But you cannot keep adding water to a leaky bucket. You keep giving them money and it just keeps getting lost and they don't find the money to pay the doctor's salary. How is it that every year it is the same situation? They don't have money to pay the Safai Karamcharis. Sometimes they don't have money to pay the doctors. It's because the funds are really being mismanaged. And they keep coming out and saying that Delhi government owes them money. Delhi government, I have looked at the numbers today itself. Delhi government does not owe them anything. In fact, they owe us a loan of some 20,000 crores, which has been due to them. And they owe thousands of crores to Delhi Jal Board. So, this, in fact, Tanvi, you should do a debate on mismanagement of finances in MCD. And I would be more than happy to come on your channel because you moderate it so well and come with all the facts and figures and really show to the people of Delhi how MCD has been mismanaging finances for so many years.
Well, I'm very sure there will be another conversation very soon, Reena Gupta. Fact of the matter is this MCD has managed to find some funds and give the salaries right now to the hospital staff. But all of us know this issue is going to come back, and then maybe we can have that conversation. Right now, our priority also needs to be to figure out, crack down on pollution, and strict action against those who break the norms, those who break COVID norms, those who break pollution norms, whether it's construction work, whether it's using and bursting crackers and fireworks, all of that. The responsibility together will be of the centre and the Aam Aadmi Party, the Delhi police and the Delhi government to ensure that there is strict vigilance in the coming months. Because more than enough warnings have already come out about the big challenge and hurdle that the National Capital Region faces, and gradually those warnings are coming true. Now, if we reach a point where there are 15,000 cases being reported every day, along with additional respiratory cases that will come up because of pollution, imagine the load, imagine the burden of the healthcare infrastructure, imagine the pain and the struggle that people of Delhi will have to go through. Their fate is also in their hands. They need to do their own bit to curb pollution and to follow the norms. A big thank you to all of our 4 panelists for joining us on this conversation. We hope the situation in National Capital Region comes under control quickly as far as pollution is concerned. Otherwise, it could be a disastrous winter with spike in COVID cases. Thank you.